Hey guys, this is your host, Iowa Steeler, with the Steelers Xtreme podcast. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Steelers' past 2 weeks, the victories over the Chiefs and the Bengals. I also want to talk about the whole situation going on with Martavis Bryant, this kind of off the field crap that's been going on. So I guess we'll start with the Chiefs game. That was an impressive victory. Beating the Chiefs in Arrowhead, especially, this team is very frustrating to watch because we lose to a team like Chicago. I mean, given Chicago, I think, has a very underrated defense, having watched them the past couple weeks. But we should have beat Chicago. I mean, you got to beat a team like that that's quarterbacked by Mike Glennon. There's no excuses for that loss. The run defense was very poor. I've already talked about that game and what I thought about it in the past podcast. But we lose to Jacksonville as well. Another team we should have beat, given Jacksonville's kind of a mirror of the Chicago Bears. They have a very good defense. They got some guys that can get after the quarterback in Miles Jack. Calais Campbell. They got guys that can play ball. So it's not like they're pushovers. But again, they have Blake Bortles for a quarterback. I mean, they do have Leonard Fournette for a running back, and that guy's probably the best rookie in the NFL, in my opinion. So there's that. But, we should have beat Jacksonville. We should have beat Chicago. We should really probably be undefeated right now. If we were playing more consistent football, we would be undefeated right now. I'm not saying the Steelers should go 16-0 or anything like that. That's unrealistic in the NFL. You're going to lose games. You're going to lose them here or there. It's how you play down the stretch. And, the momentum you build and your health going into the playoffs that matters the most. So that should be their goal. Positive, take some momentum, win the division, get into the playoffs, be in a good situation. That needs to be the goal of this team. So that win over the Chiefs was incredibly impressive to me. We went in there. We really should have beat them worse. I mean, the defense played absolutely lights out. The Chiefs did nothing for 3/4 of football. I mean, we totally shut down Alex Smith. They shut down Tyreek Hill. They shut down Akeem Hunt. There's two Hunts on the Chiefs. I always mix up their first names. But we should have put up more points. It's the offense of our team that really needs to start getting things together. We need to score in the red zone. We need to do better offensively. The defense is, you can't ask the defense to play much better than they've been playing. They're getting turnovers. They're getting after the opposing quarterbacks. They're stopping the run. I mean, you can't really ask the defense to do much more. I mean, they're doing their jobs. It's the offense that's got to get better, and they showed some signs of that yesterday against the Bengals. They came out and they scored right off the bat, which was fun to watch. I mean, we haven't seen that all season. Roethlisberger throws a dart to Antonio Brown in the end zone, which was fantastic to see. Ben's still not lighting it up, but he's looking better. He's minimizing mistakes. I think at this point, I don't know if Ben still has the playmaking ability that he's had in the past. Like, he can still get outside the pocket. He can still extend plays and find an open receiver, but his consistency on the deep throws is really bad. I mean, having seen this guy play for years, he normally is money when it comes to throwing the deep ball, and I don't think it's an arm strength issue with Ben. I think Ben can toss the deep ball, just fine. I mean, as far as arm strength goes, but his accuracy just isn't where it used to be, which is understandable at his age and with the beatings he's taken over the years and some of the offensive lines he played behind earlier in his career. I mean, the fact that he's still playing right now is fantastic. So, but anyways, beating the Chiefs, great win. Beating the Bengals, that's always a great win. I hate that team. I hate that the media, they talk about it, this rivalry. No, that's not a fucking rivalry. The Bengals are not a rival. We own them. They are our little brother. They want to be us, but they'll never be us. I hate Cincinnati. I hate that team. I don't have any respect for their coaching staff. I don't have any respect for their players. Particularly guys like Vontaze Burfict and, what's his name? Oh, Pac-Man Scumbag Jones. He, thankfully didn't play yesterday because there probably would have been more antics on the field than there already was. But that was a great win yesterday. Watching us beat their asses. Oh, I enjoyed that. Anytime we beat the Bengals, it's great. I just hate when they refer to it as a rivalry. A rivalry is us versus the Ravens. That's a rivalry. A rivalry is us versus the Raiders versus the Cowboys. Those are rivalries. We play those teams tough. They play us tough. But they play within the rules. They don't have a player that goes out there and refuses to shake hands at the beginning of the game, which was childish and stupid, but I guess you shouldn't expect anything more from Vontez Burfict because he's a characterless douchebag. You know, just the shit that I've seen from this Burfict guy, he needs to be suspended. I'm going to address that right now. Burfict needs to be suspended again. And it needs to be a significant amount of time. 6 games or a season. How many times is this guy going to pull stunts like he did yesterday? You know, shoving a guy down to the ground. I think it was McDonald. No, it was Xavier Grimble caught a pass, you know. And he goes over and kind of like knees him, and then Grimble starts to stand up, and he pushes him back down to the ground. No flag, because the refs are apparently as blind as Stevie Wonder. But, you know, before that even, I think it was in the first quarter, he kicks Roosevelt Nix in the head after he got blocked to the ground like the chump that he is. Are you kidding me? The official, you look at the still frame of that, and there's an official standing right there watching, and they said they didn't see it. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. This guy has such a history of dirty plays and just acting like a total classless scumbag on the football field. I mean, it dates back to high school. I mean, there's video of him going after Matt Barkley's knees in a state championship game in high school. He should have someone pretty much dedicated to watching him. And if he does anything stupid, it should be an automatic ejection with his history. I'm for one, I don't know about you guys, but I'm absolutely sick of this guy. I'm sick of him. You know, I get that things get chippy sometimes. I get that guys shove each other and they talk shit. That's understandable. It's football. It's a physical, violent sport. And these are grown men, you know. These guys are freaking 300-400 pounds, some of them. Especially offensive and defensive linemen. You know, they're going to get mad at each other. They're going to get in tussles sometimes. But they keep it professional. For the most part. Burfict's the only one you see out there doing that kind of shit. He's kicking people in the head, stomping on people, spitting on people, refusing to shake hands, just acting like a total classless douchebag. And what pisses me off is you have guys like Marvin Lewis, his head coach, and they make excuses for him. Oh, he's passionate. He cares about the game. Bullshit. Bullshit. He doesn't care about the game. He cares about himself. That's all Burfict cares about, and that's all he's ever cared about. If he cared about the game and the integrity of the game and sportsmanship and professionalism, he wouldn't act like a complete douchebag. So that's what I have to say about Burfict. I wish that douchebag would listen to this video. I'd say it to his face. Because I hate that guy that much. He needs to be out of football. He's a dirtbag, and he's a poor role model for kids watching these NFL games. He's a model of what not to do. So we have addressed that. Sorry for the rant, guys, but man, I cannot stand Vontez Burfict. I hope the NFL suspends him. And then we'll address the last thing I want to talk about. I'll just try and make this not a super long podcast today. The Martavis Bryant situation. I'm about at my wit's end with Martavis Bryant. I'm going to be quite honest. I know some of you guys really like him. You know, some people, and it seems the fan base is kind of divided on him. It seems more people I see commenting on social media and whatnot are against him than are for him. But there are some people like defending him, like saying, oh, he's just passionate about the game. Oh, he needs to get the ball more. The dude can't catch the ball. Look at the Bears game. The first play, Roethlisberger goes deep to him right on his fingertips, and he freaking drops it. That could have been a huge difference in that game. That was momentum that he lost for us. I mean, it's not like he's making the most out of the few opportunities he gets here, people. Like, he gets the ball thrown to him and he drops it. He gets the ball thrown to him, you know, he's running the wrong route. You know, like I've seen him this year alone, like, and it's been a mark against him in the past, like he just quits running his route. Like, the effort isn't there. Mentally, he's not there. And physically, in how he's playing the game, he's not doing his job. You're paid to catch the ball, and he's not catching the ball. Would you want to throw a ball to a guy that's not reliable? I don't know. If you ask me, I'm going to throw the ball to the best wide receiver in football a lot of the time, and that's Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown deserves to get those touches. Martavis Bryant acts like he's entitled to touch the ball so many times per game, but has done nothing to earn getting the ball so many times per game. That's why he only had like 2 or 3 passes thrown to him yesterday. And then he's on social media bitching and complaining, and he's on there insulting his teammates again. We saw him in the past insult Sammy Coates and say Sammy Coates wasn't as good as him, and then try to backtrack on it. Bullshit. You don't call your teammates out like that on social media. That's pathetic. That's cancerous. That's disgusting. These are the guys that go to battle with you in the trenches week after week. You don't talk shit to them on social media. You don't disrespect your teammates like that. That pisses me off. It really pisses me off. He did it again. He's talking shit on social media, and then he deleted it real quick, and then he backtracked. And he was talking shit about Juju Smith-Schuster. He's talking to some fan on social media saying, "Fool, that guy ain't better than me." Well, he damn sure looks better than you, Martavis. He showed up yesterday. He caught a touchdown pass. He did something in the game. You did nothing. You have balls thrown to you, and I'll give you, like, Ben isn't throwing the best, most catchable footballs all the time. But you still got to make plays. I mean, you still got to get open, and you got to be selfless as a receiver for the Steelers. You got to block in the running game. And all I see is Bryant taking plays off, and he just looks like he doesn't give a shit. I think he needs to get benched or traded. He needs to get traded. He wants a trade, give him a trade. Trade him to Cleveland, trade him to San Francisco, one of these teams that doesn't have a freaking win in football this year. Let him go somewhere else. He thinks he's the best wide receiver in the world. I mean, I don't get how you can act so entitled when you've done nothing since your rookie year. Except for get suspended twice and once for an entire season, which screwed us last year. He should have absolutely been. If he would have played last year, I think he would have kept his momentum. I don't think he would be nearly as dramatic as he's acting now. And our offense would have benefited from it. But since he sat out that year, I think that hurt him more than anything. And I think he still has an immaturity issue. I think he's got an attitude issue and an entitlement issue. He acts like he came back like, oh, I fought through my suspension, which he earned on his own. You got yourself suspended, Martavis Bryant. You were the only person to blame for your own actions. It's called personal accountability. Holding yourself accountable. You acted like an arrogant prick when people questioned you about that suspension. People have every right to question you about that suspension. Every right. That's what happens when you make millions of dollars and you play a professional sport. You get questioned when you do something stupid. You get paid plenty of money. That's part of the job. So, honestly, if the Steelers want to trade Martavis Bryant, I'd have absolutely no problem with that at this point. Trade him for a can of Pringles to the Browns, just like we did Santonio Holmes when he decided marijuana was more important than the Steelers. You know, you have Martavis Bryant. You got a chance to be a good receiver. You have talent, but you're putting yourself ahead of the football team. We're winning games right now. That's all that matters. The goal is to get number 7. Not act like an entitled asshole. Especially, I mean, this is the scene. You're wearing that Rooney patch on your jersey, man. Come on. Grow up. Anyways, if they trade him, I'm fine with that. I think we should run with Juju Smith-Schuster on the outside. He's shown he's a good route runner. He's still developing. I mean, this is just his first season. He's a rookie. He's not going to light the world on fire, I don't think. But he has been showing improvement every week. Does he have the speed to run the go routes like Bryant does? No. But we have Darius Hayward-Bay. We have DHB sitting in the wings. He can fill that role that Bryant has filled so far, which is basically just being a decoy to drop some of the coverage off of Antonio Brown. So, you know, DHB could fill that role. I think DHB could fill Bryant's role. I mean, it's not like Bryant's lighting the world on fire with production or anything. And the few times he does have the ball thrown to him, he drops it. So, or gets tackled for a loss in the backfield. But, you know, I think DHB could fill his role. Put, you know, let Juju be the starter on the outside and run with Rodgers in the slot. Rodgers has shown he could flourish in the slot. Rodgers is probably that's his natural spot to play. I mean, I think that's what we should do. I think Bryant doesn't need to see the field, especially you're calling out your own teammates on the internet like that. That is childish. I mean, it's ridiculous behavior from Martavis Bryant. And, at first, last week when I kind of heard the trade rumors, I took it with a grain of salt because I'm like, he was frustrated. He said something stupid to his girlfriend, and then of course she gets on social media because she's dumb and doesn't understand that you are now attached to that player. So when the media sees your stupid comments on social media, they're going to post that. You're going to get put on blast. Like, so I gave him a little bit of a pass for the whole shenanigans last week. But then again this week, and then you see his Instagram post, or I think it was Instagram, whatever social media outlet he decided to use, and he's talking down about Juju Smith-Schuster, like, how dare anyone think that Juju is on the same playing field as Martavis Bryant. Get real, man. What a joke. But anyways, that's kind of my thoughts. I'm happy. The Steelers are rolling right now. We are in sole possession of the AFC North. We run the North. Ravens look terrible. The Bengals don't look like a good football team right now. They got, both teams are having really questionable offensive line play. Our team's starting to come together when they need to. Now it's, it's just keep winning. Just keep winning. Like, keep the focus on winning football games. Minimize this off the field stuff. Quit saying stupid things to the media. Like, just go out and win football games. And I think the recipe for success here is going to be running the football. We can't rely on Ben to put the game on his shoulders every time like we have in the past. We need to run the football, and that's Le'Veon Bell, that's James Conner. I want to see James Conner get a few more carries. I still like James Conner, and I still think that he should get a few more touches per game than just the 2 or 3 when he spells Bell, like, here or there. Like, hit the defense with some fresh legs every once in a while. Connor's got power, and he's got a little more speed to him than Bell. Like, is Connor as talented as Bell? I don't know. I don't think he's as elusive. I don't think he's anywhere near the pass catcher Bell is, but he is more of a power back. He's more of a north-south runner, and sometimes you need to hit a defense with that. That'll open up things for Bell. You let Connor go out there and beat them up a little bit, and then soften them up, and then hit them with Bell with a little bit of lightning in a bottle. So I would like to see them, continue, running the rock. That needs to be the main focus of our offense. That's going to open up, play action opportunities for Ben. Bench Bryant, get his ass off the field. Let Juju be the outside receiver. Put Rodgers in on the slot, and you'll have more production there, I think. I think you'll have a lot more production there. Get Juju that experience. We might as well. Bryant's not doing anything but causing a huge distraction. Bench his ass or trade him. So that's my thoughts about yesterday, about the Chiefs game and the Bengals game and kind of all this noise with Martavis Bryant that's been going on. I'd love to hear what you guys think about it. I'm going to post this up on the Steelers Xtreme forum, of course. I'll also have this on our YouTube channel, Iowa Steeler 927. So, if you guys enjoyed this, click like on YouTube. Give me a subscribe. If you have any thoughts, comments, suggestions, I want to hear those as well. Thanks for listening today, guys. Have a great day.